So we are going to use a strap and 2 blocks today if you happen to have blocks. I find those super helpful in a lot of poses. And obviously a folded blanket if you have that. I love having that right underneath my head. Okay, so let's get started. On your back. And just take a few moments here to settle in and settle down. And start to connect to your breathing. And I really have been focusing on lately in my own practice the idea of feeling grounded and feeling anchored. Because I know often when we turn on the TV or read the newspaper, it sometimes feels like things are really spinning, like out of control. There's just so much BS going on in the world. And it's just really sometimes hard to feel okay with it all. So I really think it's important to check in and notice your thoughts and what you're thinking about your life and situations in your life, and know that you have the ability to change those thoughts so that you can create the feelings that you want to be feeling. If you don't want to feel overwhelmed or stressed, you don't have to. So just changing our thoughts a little bit. So just taking a few moments here to just kind of notice your thoughts, notice what kind of chatter is going on in the mind right now. And just notice how you're feeling. Notice what you're feeling. And notice where you're feeling. Where in the body do you feel what you feel? And then as we move through our practice today, we're going to work on some strength and some balance, flexibility, and feeling grounded. Those are all concepts and ideas that carry over into our lives. That's what I love so much about yoga, is that it's not just the hour that you're on your mat. It's a way of living your life. So let's draw the knees into the chest. We'll rock left to right a little bit. You can make some circles with the knees in one direction and then maybe the other. We'll take the feet up towards the ceiling. We'll take the arms up and back. Pausing here for a moment. Soft elbows, soft knees. You can move the feet and ankles around. You can move the wrists. Just getting a little bit of movement here. Opening up the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let's hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, arms reach up, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to let the feet come down to the floor, and you're going to reach for your strap. Hopefully your strap is put together into a loop. If not, you can improvise by just using the strap and holding your hands onto the strap. But if you have a loop, you're going to place the loop around your head, put your arms through, and let the strap be at your upper back. And then tighten or loosen your strap so that your right leg is comfortable or a little uncomfortable. Let the left leg go straight. So you don't want to feel any pain, but we do want to feel where our body needs the work, where it's feeling a little tight or tense. So just let the arms rest by your sides. Let the eyes be closed. And really take this time here to tune into your body, your thoughts, your feelings, and your breathing. And just breathe in through the nose and out of the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the muscles in the face. Relaxed jaw. Let there be space between your top teeth and your bottom teeth. Take a full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're just going to soften the right knee. Let your right foot reach over to the left. And then if you can straighten the leg, great. If you can't, no worries. You can even place your right hand on your right hip. So you want to feel like your right hip is an anchor. It's grounding you down here. You're able to release tightness in the low back. And you're feeling what you feel all along the outside of your right leg. Full breath in and full breaths out. Just taking the time to pause and breathe. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right foot back to the center. You're going to reach your hand up for the right side of your strap and start to bend your right knee as you pull the strap down. So the left side of your strap is anchored at your foot and the left side of your body. And you're just drawing your knee down towards the outside of your right torso. And you can hold on to the strap with your right hand, but try to let your right upper arm and elbow be on the floor. So just pausing here, opening up the right inner thigh. We're conditioning the hip from the inside out here. Starting to get a little bit into your left hip flexor. Your right foot is flexed. Just pause and breathe. Let the eyes stay closed so you can really tune in. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to release that right foot out of the strap. Let it come down to the floor with a bent knee. Left knee is going to bend, so both feet are on the floor. Let your feet go hip width apart, a little bit wider actually than hips. Let them go mat width apart. And then just windshield wiper the legs left to right. Notice when you go to the left that you're really reaching your right knee away from your right hip. So just getting a little bit deeper into the right side. You can go left to right, see what you feel on the left as well. But we've worked the right side, so just notice what you feel there. And then bring both legs back up to center. The left foot is coming into the loop. Right leg goes straight, nice and gently here. And then pause. Arms out to the sides, palms up. And just breathe here. Let your back, your upper back, feel the resistance of the strap as it's kind of pressing down. Your foot leveraging against the strap as it reaches up. I love using the strap. I love using props. It really just helps me feel a little bit more. I can feel my rib cage and my upper back expanding into the strap just as I breathe. So I think the more that we can feel what's going on inside our bodies as well as what's going on physically in our bodies, the more that we can stay connected and in tune and grounded. We tend to feel a little bit more out of control when we're not sure what we're feeling or we're feeling too much. So take a nice full deep breath in and a full breath out. Continue that easy breath. And then we'll just soften the left knee. Let your left foot reach over to the right. Feel free to take your left hand into your left hip crease. Ground it here. Breathing with ease. I feel a lot when I come into this pose. A lot of physical tightness. I also tend to feel a little frustration sometimes because I practice this pose so much and it just never seems to get any easier. But that's okay, I'm supposed to feel that way. It's a normal feeling when you come into a pose that's still challenging. And then see if you can just let any of those feelings go. Soften, relax. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we'll bring that left leg back to center. Take your left hand on the left side of the strap and just pull it down gently as your left knee bends. So you want to try to keep your left foot, the bottom of the foot, still facing the ceiling. Let your left upper arm still relax, being supported by the floor. And your knee is coming down outside of the body. So the knee's not coming into the chest, it's coming down towards your armpit or towards the floor next to your chest. So you're getting a little bit more of an opening from the hip through the inner thigh and over to the right hip flexor. And then just breathe, feel, let go. Take a full deep breath in. And then as we exhale, just let your foot come out of the strap slowly and gently. Bring the foot down to the floor with a bent knee. We'll bend the right knee. Both feet come mat width apart. And then again, that windshield wiper, left to right with the legs. Noticing how the tops of both thighs feel when you come to the inside. Notice a release maybe in the low back, a lengthening of your spine. And then we'll bring the legs back to center, hug them into the chest, and then make your way up to seated. So you can rock and roll over to one side. Maybe you press yourself up, forward. So we're going to come to sit. If you would like to sit on a folded blanket or towel, feel free. That gives your spine a little extra support. You don't have to. Okay, so the right foot is going to stay as if you're sitting cross-legged, and your left foot is going to come down to the floor right in front of your left ankle. Knee is going to face up. So just try to sit up a little tall here. This is where the blanket does help a little bit. So if you have a blanket, you can put it right underneath your sits bones, and you'll notice that your pelvis kind of tilts forward and your spine gets a little taller. So you're hugging your left thigh into the chest. Your chest goes towards the thigh so you can lengthen. We're going to take the right hand and just hold on to the shin or around the knee. Your left hand is going to come behind you, fingertips on the floor, and this is just going to be a gentle twist to the left. So really draw the belly in, ground down and anchor through that left hip. So the left hip feels heavy. So when we can add a twist to poses where we're grounding down through the hip, we actually open up the hip a little bit deeper. So pausing here for a moment, relax the shoulders. Feel length in your spine, a long neck, and a belly drawn in. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're just going to counter twist to the other side. You can take your right hand behind you. Left hand goes to the outside of your right knee. And then just a counter twist. So just to the other side. Still nice and tall. Still grounding down through that left hip. Nice full deep breath in. And then we'll come back to center. Here you're going to take your left leg and extend it straight out, but it's kind of at an angle. So it's going to go straight, but a little bit off to the left so that your right foot comes to your inner thigh. Turn your torso so it's facing your right foot. So the right toes are up towards the ceiling. Your right, let's see, that's not your right foot. Sorry, your left foot. I'm mirroring you. I'm doing the opposite. So that's your left foot that's straight. Sorry. Your right hand is going to reach across as you hinge forward. So maybe you reach for the pinky side of your foot. Maybe you reach for the outside of your calf or underneath your shin. And then you can take your left hand just next to you for support. This is a twisted forward bend. So you want to think about turning your torso again to the left and then drawing your right ear down towards your left shin. A nice soft bent right elbow. This is opening up the whole right side of your back. Underneath your shoulder blade, relax your head and neck. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Let's slowly make our way up. And then we're just going to switch sides. So your left foot comes in as if you're sitting cross-legged. Right foot comes in front. Foot down on the floor. Ground down through that right hip. Left hand hugs the outside of that knee. Right hand comes behind you. Press your belly forward, maybe into the thigh. Lengthen your spine and then just turn gently to the right and breathe. So relax your shoulders, lengthen your spine, stay heavy in that right hip. Just pausing, breathing, feeling. One more full breath in here. And then as you exhale, just a gentle counter twist to the left. So your left hand can just come down next to you. Right hand reaches across to the outside of your left knee, and then just gently twist to the other side. Try to stay tall here, not collapsing. These twists don't have to be deep. We're just really warming up the spine and finding that connection with the hips. Inhale, and then exhale. Let's come back to center. Let's let your right leg go at an angle out to the side. So you're not going way open and you're not going completely straight ahead. Just a little bit out to the side. Turn your torso so that you're trying to get the center of your chest. See, mine's not totally there, but you're just trying to get the center of your chest to kind of line up with your leg. Right hand comes next to you, and then reach your left hand across as you hinge forward. Maybe you reach your pinky side of the foot or hold on anywhere along that leg. Relax the head and neck. A soft bend in that left elbow. Notice what happens to your low back and underneath your shoulder blade. You can turn your head to the right, so it's your left ear that's starting to make its way towards your right shin. Breathing with ease. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And then let's slowly make our way back up. And then we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. So if you have that folded blanket, there's a couple options of how you can use your blanket for extra support if you want to. Some people like to have a folded blanket under their knees. I actually like the folded blanket under my ankles when I come into a child's pose. So you can try that. Knees are going to start parallel. Reach your arms way out in front and let your forehead come down to the floor. If your forehead does not come to the floor, stack your hands or your fists so that your forehead can ground down. And if you're not feeling like you want to have your arms out straight yet, then you can have your forehead on your hands. So the knees are not out too wide, but the belly is in between the legs. The chest is dropping down towards the mat. Notice what you feel in your upper back between the shoulder blades. Eyes are closed and really tune in. Check in with yourself. Release any tension in the back of the neck. Let your forehead feel heavy and anchored into the ground. And then from here, we're going to slide forward onto hands and knees, moving your blanket out of the way. And we're going to come onto forearms and knees. So your forearms are on the floor in front of you. Forearms are on the floor in front of you. Elbows parallel, forearms parallel, hands are relaxed. So we're going to come into a forearm plank. And we're going to work towards holding this pose for about a minute and a half. So if you need to put your knees down, you can. You don't have to stay up the whole time. But this is a goal where you can just work on finding some strength. So we're going to step one foot back then the other. I'm going to start a timer. Alexa, please set a timer for a minute and a half.
1 minute and 30 seconds, starting now.
Okay. So you're breathing deeply here, and I think it's important to know that you are stronger than you think. So you might think there is no way I'll ever be able to do a plank for a minute and a half, and that's fine, but I'm not sure if that thought is going to serve you. I'm not sure that's a good thought to have. Another thought might be, I'm going to work towards that. Or maybe I can, and I'll surprise myself. So pausing in this pose, noticing how you feel. Notice your strength. It's there. We need to dig deep. If your knees are down, that's totally fine. Tops of the feet can be pressing down into the mat. If your knees are lifted, you can always come down if you need a break. Try to keep your hands relaxed. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed and your face relaxed. Continue to breathe with ease. If your back is hurting you, you can lift your hips a little higher. Or come down to the knees. Try to open up your chest. I want you to think a thought right now that is going to make you feel strong and powerful. And say that thought to yourself. You can even say it out loud if you want. Whew. Oh, good. That was long. All right. Alexa, stop alarm. Thank you. Okay. Tops of the feet down. Let's come down onto the belly. Head down onto your hands. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs left to right. If being on the belly is not comfortable for your low back, take a folded blanket and you can place it under your hips. Okay, we're just going to work through some of the muscles in the back, which are really important for keeping your back strong and healthy and really good for posture. So we're going to take the hands by your chest. So the hands are on the floor by your chest. And then you're going to slide your hands forward until your forearms and your elbows touch the floor. Once your forearms and elbows are on the floor, slide your hands back, just maybe like a half an inch, but keep the elbows down. Your head can come down to the mat. And as we inhale, we're going to lift up. Notice that you can't lift very high. The forearms are down, so this is it. This is where you're going to stay when you come up. You're going to lift up and then exhale down. Inhale, lift. Keep your eyes looking at your mat, not looking forward. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Feel the muscles in your back working. Exhale down. 2 more, just like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. Okay, changing up the arms. You're going to take your hands, bring them back to where your chest is, but then move your hands off of your mat and tent your fingertips. So your elbows are up and back. Fingertips are on the floor. You're on the floor outside of your mat. And we're going to lift again. So inhale, lift. Not too high. So we're not going for a back bend. Exhale, lower. We're trying to strengthen the muscles in the back. This is not about flexibility. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Getting a little bit stronger all the way up the back. This is slow and controlled. Inhale, lift. Shoulders are not near your ears. Exhale, lower. 2 more, just like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Make a pillow with your hands under your forehead. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs left to right. You can make some circles big with your feet. Going in the same direction together. And then going in the other direction together. And then the tops of the feet come down behind you. Hands come by your chest. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, push yourself up and back. Child's pose. Lengthen your arms way out in front. Let your spine lengthen as your hips sink down towards your heels. You can roll your forehead left to right a little bit. Hips are moving as well. And then let's make our way up onto hands and knees. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so the wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're just going to take 3 breaths here, moving the spine. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. As you exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. One more time, just like that. Inhale, dropping the belly, lift the chin. And exhale, tuck and round. And then from here, we're coming to a neutral spine. You're just going to step your left foot back. You're going to pivot your right foot to the right. Roll to the arch of your left foot. And we're going to reach the left hand right up towards the ceiling. So the hips are pressing forward. You're feeling strong in your arms and shoulders. If you want to lift your left leg off the floor, you can. And if you want to challenge yourself, see how strong you are, you can take your right ankle and cross it in front of the left ankle and lift the hips, but you don't have to. So you're pausing, you're breathing. Just feel what you feel here. Open in the chest. Maybe your bottom arm is shaking. That's okay. It's working. Belly is strong. Beautiful. We're making our bones stronger here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're coming right back to center, both knees down. And then we're going to switch sides. Right foot goes back. Pivot your left foot off the mat. Roll to the arch of your right foot. Press your right foot down as you reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Stay right here. You can lift your right foot. You can cross your left ankle in front of your right ankle if you'd like. You don't have to. So breathe with intention here. Really feel your in-breath coming in and exhaling out. Hips are lifted, belly is strong, grounded, balanced, focused. All those things are happening right now. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's come down. Bring the knees together, feet together. Sit back into a child's pose, but let your hands come by your sides so that your hands are by your feet. Arms are by your sides. Completely relax your wrists and shoulders and upper back. Close your eyes and go deep inside. I love child's pose. Not only does it feel so good to be here in this pose, it really gives me time to check in with my thoughts and feelings. And then here, let's slowly come up onto hands and knees. If you have blocks, we're going to take the blocks and place them at the top of your mat near your hands. And we're going to step our right foot forward up between the hands. Feel free to have your hands on blocks. We're going to keep the left knee back. Feet are hip width apart. Your right knee is right over your right ankle. Your left hip is sinking towards the ground. Chest is open here. Pause and breathe. We're going to add a twist. So the left hand is going to stay where it is. We're going to start with your right hand on your hip. Turn your belly, chest, and torso to the right. Pull your right hip in a lot, and then let your right hand reach up towards the ceiling. Let there be space between your shoulders and your ears. Breathe deeply here. Energetically, inner thigh on the right is drawing in. Hip pulling in. When I say in, I mean like towards your midline. Take a deep breath in, and then let's exhale. Take the right hand down and switch. So the right foot goes back, left foot comes forward. Making sure your right knee is over to the right and back so that your hips can sink heavy. Left knee over the left ankle. Pause here. Lengthen through your spine. Right hand is going to stay where it is. Left hand onto the hip. Turn to the left. Keep your hip and thigh moving in as you reach your left hand up. Relax the shoulders. You're deep in that right hip, strong in the left hip. Engaged in your core, and just breathing with ease here. So notice the parts of the body that are touching the mat, feel grounded there, and then stay open around the heart and lungs. One more breath in here. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, left hand comes down. We're switching again. Left foot back, right foot forward. This time, you're going to curl your left toes under and you're going to lift your left knee. If that is not available to you, then just like we did, drop the knee. All 10 toes are pointed forward. Your back heel is lifted. Pause here. Right hand onto the hip. Turn your body to the right. Pull your right hip in. Your right inner thigh is trying to touch your left inner thigh. Right hand reaches up. Try not to collapse anywhere into your left shoulder. Open it up. Space between your neck, ear, and shoulder like a big triangle. Actively pull your right hip in. Left thigh is strong. Breathing deeply. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, right hand comes down, left knee comes down, switch, right knee back, left foot forward, curl the right toes under, let's lift the right knee. Hip width between your feet, left hand on your left hip, turn your belly and torso to the left. Keep your left hip pulling in towards your right hip. Left hand up towards the ceiling and breathe. So we're getting deeper and deeper, stronger, more lengthened, and more balanced. So each pose that we're coming into here is taking us to a deeper level. So just breathe and let yourself go there. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, left hand down, right knee down, switch. Left knee goes back, right foot forward. Curl your left toes under, lift your left knee, scoot your left foot forward about a foot, but keep your left heel lifted, and we're going to straighten the right leg. So you're in a pyramid pose, all 10 toes pointed forward, back heel is lifted, and your feet are not that far apart from each other. You can adjust your back foot accordingly. If your right leg doesn't go straight, no worries. If your blocks are on the highest height, perfect. Left hand is going to come down. Right hand on your hip. Turn to the right. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Getting deeper here. So breathe. A little bit deeper. Feel what you feel. Using a little bit more strength, a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more balance, all the while staying grounded down into what's touching the mat, touching the ground. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. We're going to switch. So the right hand is going to come down. We can just step your left foot next to the right. And then now just step your right foot back. A little bit easier to switch that way now that we're up on our feet. So your back heel can be lifted or down or reaching down. It's up to you. Hip width between your feet, 2 straightish legs. Right hand on your block or mat. Turn to the left. Left hand reaches up. And breathe. Really keep those hips drawing towards each other. Feel what you feel here. Getting deeper, getting a little bit more challenged. Using your breath. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let the left hand come down to your block. Step your right foot next to your left foot. Let your blocks be about a foot in front of your feet. And we're going to take a couple breaths here, just moving your spine with your breath. So as you inhale, we're going to lengthen your spine as if someone has a string on the crown of your head, pulling it forward, and your tailbone pulling it back. Your chest is probably parallel to the floor. That's your inhale. And then the exhale is soft knees, so bend them. Bend the elbows and just hang. Let your head go down. That's your exhale. Inhale. Straighter legs, straighter back. Lengthen as if you're trying to touch the top of your head to the wall in front of you. And then exhale. Melt down over your legs. We're going to take 3 more like that. So inhale, lengthen. You don't have to have straight legs. They can have a soft bend. And then exhale, a deeper bend in the legs. Completely melt down. Last 2, inhale. Create a lot of space for your breath. And then exhale, melt. Last one, inhale. And then exhale. Okay, I'm going to move back a little bit so I have a little bit more space. But our feet are on the floor, and our blocks are about a foot in front of our feet. About the length from your hip crease to your armpit. That's about the length of your torso. So we are going to stand on your right foot. And you're going to take your left foot and reach it back behind you in the air. So your left foot is reaching back. The foot is flexed. All 5 toes pointed down. Your hips are drawing in. You can stay right here or twist to the right. Right hand can come on your right hip. Turn to the right. Right hand up. So this is the ultimate pose here of this practice. We've gone super deep, looking for a lot of strength, a lot of flexibility, and a lot of balance. So just breathe through You're practicing this pose. You're not mastering it, and you're not posing for a picture in yoga journal. We're practicing this pose, coming in and out, bending the knee, putting the foot down if you have to. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, right hand comes down, left foot comes down. Pause, you can pedal out the feet, shake out the head. Okay, switching sides. Your left foot is down. You're stepping your right foot back. Stay right here. Weight bearing on that left leg is really good for the bones. If you want to add those other elements, right hand stays, left hand can come onto your left hip, turn your torso to the left, and reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. Again, practicing. Back foot can come down. You can be wobbling all over the place. You can be laughing at yourself. It's all good. We're trying new things, challenging ourselves, staying lighthearted about it. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, left hand comes down, right foot comes down. Move your blocks so they're out of your way. Hands come down, step your right foot back, left foot back, and drop the knees. Both feet to the right. Come down onto your left hip. Send your legs to the front of your mat. And lay down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. That was super fun. It was like building blocks. We started at one place and then just kind of added on, but then got deeper and deeper and deeper. So sometimes it's fun to just challenge yourself, see where you are, see where you want to be, accept where you are, maybe have a goal to work towards. We're going to take the feet down to the mat, cross your right thigh over your left thigh, and then draw both knees into your chest. So you can hold on to your knees or you can hold on to your ankles. Deep breathing in through the nose, out of the mouth. And then slowly release, keep the legs crossed, let your left foot come down. You're going to take your hips and scoot them over to the right about an inch or two, and then just let both legs drop over to the left. If this is too deep of a twist, then you can uncross your legs and just stack them. Breathe deeply into the belly. You can turn your head over your right shoulder. Lengthen your spine. Open around your heart. And breathe with ease. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bring the legs to center. Even your hips back out. Left thigh crosses over the right. Gently draw the knees into the chest. You can hold on to the knees or your ankles. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, release, Let your right foot come down to the floor. Keep the legs crossed or uncrossed. Hips move over to the left just to keep your spine in line. And then your legs are going to drop over to the right. Arms can reach away from each other. You can look over your left shoulder. Breathe with ease. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, legs come back to center, uncross them if they're crossed. Even out your hips, hug the knees into the chest. We're going to prepare for Shavasana here. So final relaxation pose. You can let your feet come down to the floor, your legs can go straight. You can place something underneath your knees if you'd like to. Settle into the ground. Like, let whatever part of your body that's touching the ground, let it feel like it's making an imprint. Like if you're in sand. That'd be nice to be in sand, wouldn't it? Close the eyes. Just allow your breath. Take a few moments here in the quiet to just let your practice settle. Take the time here to notice your thoughts and feelings. And remember, you get to choose how you want to feel. Do you want to feel stressed and anxious and overwhelmed? Or do you want to feel grounded, centered, relaxed? You get to pick. You just need to create the thoughts in your brain that are going to create those feelings. And if you need help coming up with those thoughts, take out a piece of paper and a pen and just start writing them down. Just write down any thoughts that come into your head. Get them out on paper. And then look at those thoughts. Look at the feelings that those thoughts create. Cross out the thoughts that aren't serving you right now and say, I'm not thinking those thoughts right now. Circle the thoughts you want to think, and then write them over and over until you can think those thoughts and really feel what you want to feel. Super powerful practice. Just like your yoga practice. Hopefully you would take what we practiced today with you off of the mat and into your life. Slowly begin to deepen your breathing. Since you're at home, if you want to stay in Shavasana for longer, you are more than welcome. And if you'd like to transition out, take your time, moving slowly and gently, making our way up to seated. Take your time, there's no rush. once you come to seated, close the eyes. Feel what you feel, especially in the hips and the back and the shoulders, maybe even in the neck. Let's take the right hand over your heart, the left hand over your right hand. And remember that we are all connected. And not only are we here on this planet with each other, much more importantly, we are here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste.